Hey, this is Adam Hooksema from ProjectionHub, and in this video, I'm going to help walk you through how to create revenue or sales projections for your new veterinary clinic. And what I'm using here is our veterinary clinic financial projection template, and I'll link to that in the description of the video below. But we're going to take kind of two approaches here. So based on some research on Google, you're going to be able to find that one veterinarian on average should be able to generate somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000, maybe $650,000 per year in revenue. So when we're working on projections, though, we don't want to just assume that you're, magically going to get straight to, $500,000 in revenue. We want to understand the assumptions of how you got there. And so that's what this process is going to do, is kind of help you lay that out. This will be important if you're trying to get a bank loan. The bank's probably going to want to see, how did you get to your revenue projections? And so that's what we'll walk through here. So here I'm assuming that you have no current patients, so it's a brand new startup. You're going to have an advertising budget, and that advertising budget is going to be used to acquire new patients, in this case, animals. And you'll have some number of new patients from those advertisements. And then you also have some organic or walk-in or word-of-mouth traffic as well. And that will give your total number of new patients. Now, this 4,500 number here is the maximum number of patients that our research showed one veterinarian can handle. So that's the maximum number of active patients that someone can have. And so you'll see over here, if we scroll over eventually, this will flatten out at 4,500 because that's the maximum number that we think you can handle. If you think you can handle more, you could always increase this in the template to a higher number. Now, the next thing that we did is we looked at a survey from Live Oak Bank, and they provided a breakdown of the different services that are typically provided and what percentage of total revenue, total sales, each service represented for a number, I think 700 or so different veterinarian clinics. So it's really good data, and that's where our kind of initial default numbers over here come from. They're not perfect, and yours are certainly going to vary based on your business plan. You may decide to focus on, surgery more than others, or maybe you don't want to do surgery at all, and focus on different services. So your specific breakdown here, you should adjust based on what your plan is. So we got the breakdown of services over here, and then what we did here is we found from a survey that the average pet owner, this is just for dogs and cats in this example, spends $183 per year on vet services for dog and cat owners. More for dogs, less for cats, but when you averaged it out, it was around $183. And so what we did is we just took that $183 and divided it, or I guess multiplied it by this percentage of sales over here for each different service to come up with the average annual spend per patient or per animal. And then based on that, what we're doing is we're going to take your 300 patients or your 599 patients and project how much revenue you're going to get in each of these different categories by month. And that'll ultimately end up giving you your total revenue. Now, on the cost of goods sold here, this COGS percentage, that stands for cost of goods sold, the Live Oak Bank survey found that the average cost of goods sold percentage was 21.4%. So we just took the dollar amount here, the sales dollar amount here, and multiplied by 21.4% to come up with our total cost of goods sold percentage. And so that that's how we're coming up with both our total revenue and cost of goods sold for a vet clinic. When you add this up, now I'll jump over here to our at a glance page. What you'll see is revenue in the first year based on those assumptions of $305,000. You wouldn't expect to probably get to full capacity right away. But by 2023, you're at $583,000 in revenue, and that's getting up to that point, that level that one veterinarian is probably able to handle about that much revenue in that range. So hopefully that's helpful. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out to us by putting a comment down below in the video, or reach out directly to us at support@ProjectionHub.com. All right, thanks.